Hey everybody, GravyTrain here with another episode of GravyTraining. This one I'm going to be doing a review of Reyla by saying that 5 times fast. Um, so they made some changes to Reyla. Uh, People called it a nerf. I don't really think that it is. I think that it actually, well, it made her more balanced, and I think there's advantages to the changes. So I'm going to go over what I've done for runing as well as the new abilities and kind of give some feedback and then maybe do a little bit of PvP with just to demonstrate. So I do have Rayla's Epic. It's available to anybody, so you can go farm that. So I put an enabler on her to give some defense, balancing it with an elite inhibitor to give some attack and damage reduction from epic and basic attacks. I'm trying to keep her fairly balanced so she's got a bit of survivability. Although against a lot of the teams nowadays, it won't really matter. An elite hero rune for attack, defense, some damage penetration, more damage penetration, again, the same hero rune. And then a valor rune on defense or with defense, attack, and a chance to add a basic attack. Her overall stats end up being, like I said, fairly balanced: 17k, 18k attack, 12k defense. Um, Looking at her actual skills, you may want to check out the old video if you're curious what she used to be like, but I will review what she has now. So she still has Elven Grace. This was the same as before. Heroes and Elf takes less damage from crits, deals 2x damage to flying enemies. So they changed this one. She was just fast, but now she's only fast when she's on the party with one light hero and one elf hero, which is you're going to kind of want to do anyways with her. I mean, you could get by without the elf. You definitely want the light hero, but what this really means is you're going to need to pair her up with Darius. Bright Aura. Other allies' ranged physical attacks have a chance to blind on hit. So anybody that does a ranged physical like Deadeye or almost all the other archers, or there's other ones too, ranged physical attacks will blind, which is a chance to miss and some other stuff. Exceptional Arsenal. So allies gain an additional 20% chance to trigger an epic attack. So instead of having 30%, they'll have 50% out of the gate. So I mean that's always handy. It's like just having a free 20% enabler. High command. This is really what she's known most for. So elf and light allies start with 2 stacks of command. It used to be all ranged allies. Now it is only light and elf allies. I don't think there are any elves um, that aren't ranged, so that's kind of moot. But the light allies, so instead of being ranged allies, it's light allies. They start with 2 stacks of command. Whenever this hero uses a special ability, all elf and light allies with a stack of command perform the same ability on a random enemy. First with first, second with second, etc. Abilities used by command combos are exhausted, can't be stolen, copied, or purged. So that doesn't mean they will still use abilities even if they're on cooldown. But if they aren't already on cooldown, they go on cooldown. And that can't be purged. Stacks of command cannot be purged. So instead of all ranged allies doing this, that means now that heroes like Arya, heroes like Dagon, etc., like there's some really good light heroes, will follow up with one of their specials as opposed to um, just all ranged allies. So that can be pretty cool. And I think that I actually like this better than the previous one. So some people look at this as a nerf. I don't. Then Epic Darting Defense. Allies take 25% reduced damage from basic and epic attacks. Basically, she has a built-in inhibitor rune. Ranged allies take 50% reduced damage from basic, and epic attacks. So that is definitely nice. If you're on a team with Arya then too, then you're also taking reduced damage from melee attacks. So those are the passives. Her regular abilities haven't really changed. Basic attack still has a, with the enabler and everything else, has a 77% chance to do 3x damage. Light and elf allies gain a stack of command, and light and elf allies all attack the same target. Basically what the epic is here. She has a boost to attack, max health, and defense. So her first ability is Hail of Arrows. The ranged physical attack on all enemies for 2400 damage, applying off balance, and purging all buffs. So off balance means they have a higher chance to miss. It also means that they won't be able to hit Arya ever while they're off balance. And purging all buffs. So that's always been a pretty good attack. It's a great lead-in, and it will cause everybody else to use their S1 that meets the criteria. Commanding Presence is a ranged spirit attack on target enemy for 4,000 damage with 100% base chance to paralyze. Paralyze means they effectively miss their turn, but they still take full damage and everything else, unlike being frozen or that kind of thing. The attack never misses, cannot be dodged, and then all allies gain 1 energy. So regardless of whether or not they do a follow-up, they're also getting an energy. This is pretty awesome. And then finally, Ambush Tactics. It's a ranged physical attack on target enemy for 3,700 base damage. All ranged allies attack the same target, then gain stealth and invulnerable for a turn. And this ability starts powered. So here, you're still making all ranged allies attack that target. Then you're going to make all light and elfin allies use their ability on that target if they have a stack of command open, etc., etc. So this is damned good. So that is Arya in a nutshell. They basically did 2 things. They changed the way command worked to be light and elf allies instead of just ranged allies. And they made it so you have to have her with a light and an elf hero to be fast. So she can still be fast, but it requires a special team composition. You've probably all seen videos of using Reyla, but I'll go ahead and run 1 or 2 battles that I will most likely lose because of how the meta is set up, but we might go something like Reyla. I'll put Darius in at the end. We'll go with Arya. My Dagon isn't ruined right now, so I guess we'll just go ahead and use Darius and then Jhin. Darius is going to provide Shroud, and Jhin will apply damage reduction. So actually, I might win this because they don't have any fast heroes. So by using her first ability, I'm going to be using all of the rest of these as first abilities and get a bunch of extra attacks. So they have evasion runes, not the end of the world, but so now she's using Sand in the Eyes, Purple Rain of Sorrow. So all that value for 1 attack. And I blinded Jhin. I must have paralyzed somebody, because now I'm getting... Oh no, Darius is fast, that's why. We will take a chance. See if... Yeah, nope, not going to hit Arya. Alright. So this is pretty much what you would expect with Reyla. Still a good hero, not a top tier hero, but still damn good now. So, not really nerfed, just changed. And there you have it. So let me know what you think of the new hero. Do you think it was, or not of the new hero, but of the rework of Reyla? Do you think it was a nerf? Do you think it was balanced? Do you think it made the game better? I kind of think that it did. But let's save your thoughts. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And we will see you soon. Thanks.